just can't shake off the feelings that feel sick without playing the game, because the game is so addictively cool to play. Playstyle feels so polished, it's just sad not to play the game. Downside is that it takes a lot of space on the hard drive, so if you're a laptop user, it kind of heavy to have like a 90 gigs of space taken, but it is worth it. I can't wait to play Diablo 4. There's so many different ideas, there's so many different communities speaking. I'm simply gonna cover one simple topic, that is why I see Diablo 4 to be a very good fit for any sort of gamer that has not played ARPGs or that has not played Diablo franchises at all, why this game could be a good fit for you, and if you're looking for a good game, you should try it out. One of the things that is shown to us by the publisher, which is Blizzard company, who created the Diablo franchises, is that they're not giving up on experimenting with stuff. Every sort of franchise that we play with, we have such a new nuances added into the game that it transforms the previous titles into even a more popular one, the better one. Yes, they are taking core elements of demon slaying and action RPG, where you just slay monsters, collect loot, apply the gear to yourself, become stronger and slay more monsters. Yes, that's the core element of basically any sort of game. But they're changing mechanics a bit. They're adding continuity, they're adding a little bit more gore, a little bit more play stylish things, they're adding new nuances about the game, maybe skills animations, maybe goblins, maybe some sort of bosses that look extremely cool, maybe new cinematics. I'm saying maybe, just not because of the fact I'm speculating that it's gonna be added. My maybe means that different game has different stuff, and Diablo 4, as per my experience, I have played through 2 betas now in total, and I'm planning to play the third one, the Server Slam. The fact that I have played the game and the fact that I'm making videos about Diablo 4 game fillers should ring a bell, that not only me, but there's a lot of people who are liking the game, and there's a lot of community members that just can't shake off the feelings that feel sick without playing the game, because the game is so addictively cool to play. The game is so easy to just take and play, look at the skill and understand what skill is doing, build your character, respec, have different experiences within the same game if you're playing different role or just doing a different path than anyone else. Gives you so much flexibility, like it would be some sort of a sandbox game. It's not sandbox game, it is kind of limited with certain things randomly generated, but the fact that each player have different experiences, but those experiences collide, like if you would be looking at the pyramid scheme, just looking at the very top, where one person is having the ultimate satisfaction, ultimate benefit. So it's not only Blizzard, it's you as a player. You as a player always being hit by minor dopamine hits when you get new item, new legendary stuff, new skills to learn, new skill points to invest so you could build just a little bit stronger, new map to discover so that you could just explore a map just a little bit more so you could see that extra content. And having this little bit of extra content that allows you to craft your best version of yourself and best version of your character that you can use to play the game and fully enjoy and immerse yourself within the game. They basically are making the games that is fun to play, addictive, and if you're not playing the game, you are not missing out on any sort of vital activities for not logging on, like mobile games, just feeling like, hey, I wish to log on to the game. I wonder what kind of things I could explore within the game, or things I could just simply do differently. Blizzard has created things within all of the franchises, starting from Warcraft, following up with World of Warcraft, and then Diablo, and now Diablo 4. There's also multiple platforms and multiple different engines that's gonna be competing with Diablo 4 and all of the games that gonna come out later on. Of course, we have like Path of Exile, that's one of the, I believe, one of the highest competitors in the market. Community surrounding the game is very huge. Community allows new content being made. Some communities, I'm gonna tell you examples. One communities are speaking about lore explicitly, other communities speaking about specific classes around surrounding the game, other communities surrounding music, surrounding graphics, art style of the game. There's different varieties of content being printed by Blizzard, and the fact that the quality of the game is so well polished and such a well done job, it's no surprise that so many people anticipating and waiting for this game. If you are new to Diablo 4 at all, or Diablo franchises in general, there's so many resources, there's so many information saying the fact that the game was a blast when it came out. It doesn't really matter which title you would be looking into, and the fact that it's transformed the market and shown new things that was not seen before. So it's either huge sales or new variation or new playstyle mechanics. New things are always added. There's so many content creators, there's so many content that can allow you to build your character to your maximum potential, that can mislead you to the maximum and just don't give you enough information because, hey, spoiler alert, majority of player base don't know everything that they're speaking of, just for a single fact that no one has played it to its full potential yet. There's several people who played it, but those people who have played it has written non-disclosure agreements. That means that they cannot disclose anything that happens in the end game, and people that are disclosing what kind of things are potentially gonna be happening or gonna be changed, gonna be added, how things gonna work out. There's a lot of speculation, and there's only several people in the market. One of those are Riker, of course, that has played the game, has the ability to share full experience how the game worked. It's just fun to watch people speculating the things. This video is not about that. This is about you having the full visual of the game. I can tell you straight away, I'm not gonna convince you buying the game at all. It's up to you to decide. I have bought Diablo 3 so many years back and I keep returning it. I have bought Diablo 2 and I keep returning to the game. Diablo 4 is the very same franchise that's gonna be returning to your hard drive over and over and over again. And the fact that they're gonna have Battle Pass implemented, pumping new content, most likely, well, hopefully every 2 or 3 months, it's amazing news, so that you would have Lost Ark level of quality game within Western region. It's great. As we all know, Lost Ark and Path of Exile is one of the highest, well, comparison ratios, I believe, and the highest competitors in very similar genre, but you don't really need to grind that much, and the game is a little bit easier than both of those titles that Diablo 4 is competing with. It just gives myself a breeze. I know that I can just log on to the game, I can just pick up a character and just go on and play. I don't need to look up any sort of builds, I don't need to do any sort of over calculative stats adding stuff if I don't want to. I can just do my thing and enjoy the game to fullest. The game is beautiful, there's a lot of new areas, there's a lot of secrets. Music, it's amazing. I have placed so many videos surrounding the music in this game that I'm gonna continue adding more and more when I keep discovering those songs. Soundtrack is amazing, sound effects is amazing, playstyle feels so polished, it's just sad not to play the game. Downside is that it takes a lot of space on the hard drive, so if you're a laptop user, it kind of heavy to have like a 90 gigs of space taken, but it is worth it. Either you wish to buy it or you're gonna be waiting for a deal. This is one of the best games that I can see myself playing and being immersed in throughout the years. It's none of those games and none of those franchises that's gonna demand you to stay on connected to the game throughout the days, throughout the weeks, like we have Black Desert Online title. It's the franchise, I believe, gonna throw you out in a like pile of content, and it's your job to figure out what is your key objectives, what kind of things you want to achieve, and what kind of things you want to miss and say, I'm gonna leave it for another season, or just gonna leave it for another time, another day, or I'm not gonna touch it forever. Blizzard is creating one of those games again, like World of Warcraft, where there is so much content that if you don't wish to touch some part of the content, you can just avoid it, skip it, forget about it, you don't need to learn it. For example, you don't like the lore of Diablo? Skip it, skip the cutscenes, skip the dialogues. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be immersed into it. You can just read what kind of things you need to do on quest information, that's it. You don't want to read what kind of skill instructions there is. Apply the skill point, cast the skill. If you don't like it, right click, unbind the skill and add it to another one. You are not punished like in Diablo 2, you're not punished like in Path of Exile, where you need to have some extra stuff or extra item to unskill your skill point. Everything most likely gonna be costing gold, and gold is most popular resource that you're gonna get from everywhere within the game. But I'm going into very specifics of the game. Looking at the bigger picture of the game, again, I can tell you Diablo 4 is gonna be great. If you haven't played any of Diablo franchises, I do encourage you looking up into Diablo 2, Diablo 3 and Diablo 1 communities on Reddit, on Twitter, and see what kind of things people are still coming up with and what kind of things are being added into the game by community surrounding the game, where you would see that there's not thousands of players who's gonna be playing Diablo 4, not hundreds of thousands, there's gonna be millions of players who's gonna be playing Diablo 4, and you can join those players in having the very same feeling of enjoying something new, something fancy, something awesome that has not been played with anyone before. If you want, you can hold my hand, let's go together and let's have the best experience there is when it comes to Diablo 4. And I'm Ceburekas. I was very hesitant on not sharing this information, and yeah, I believe this is the hype. This is the hype that you should be feeling. I'm Ceburekas. I'll be posting, as always, Diablo 4 content. If you want to see more, there's gonna be a lot of links and then the information icon on the top. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.